You're probably brainstorming wrong.
Huh?
And it's not your fault. We haven't been taught how to brainstorm properly. I know that was the case with me. In this video, we're going to teach you what not to do and how to have an effective brainstorming session with productive results. So what does bad brainstorming look like? First, it starts with not having the right people in the room. Typically impromptu discussions, maybe some vague ideas that are thrown around. Ideas are scrutinized as they're being given. You might be afraid of who's in the room with you, such as your boss or your boss's boss. Maybe you are the supervisor and you have junior colleagues in the room that just don't want to speak up. There seems to be a lack of direction and ideas are just thrown around as you try and work through whatever problem you're working through. That's common. That's what's happening in a lot of rooms as brainstorming sessions are happening. So how do we do a better brainstorming session? The first step to better brainstorming is figuring out exactly what you're trying to solve. Is it clearly defined? Have you written down a problem statement that everyone can focus on when they are doing brainstorming? Next, identify who should be in the room for the brainstorming session. This may not be people on your immediate team. It could be colleagues with fresh sets of eyes. It could be other team members. Anyone who might have some relevant input and be able to help you brainstorm could and should be in that meeting, especially if decisions impact them. Third, make sure when you are scheduling the brainstorming session that you have ample time to discuss the entire session and not cut anyone short. I recommend at least 90 minutes depending on the problem you're trying to solve and the number of people that are in the room. Ahead of the brainstorming session, make sure you have set ground rules. Now we'll go over ground rules and what are some good ground rules in a future video, but make sure that you are setting good ground rules for the brainstorming session. Next, and this one is optional, but it's really recommended, use a neutral facilitator for the brainstorming session. This is super helpful because they can stay out of the brainstorming process, they can synthesize that information, and they can make sure that everything that is being said is synthesized correctly, and they don't have to engage in the brainstorming while they're taking those notes and facilitating the process. They can also read the room and make sure that everyone is participating or that people are not being shut out if they want to participate. Next, and this one is essential, do not prejudge any ideas. You must come up with as many ideas as possible during brainstorming. In fact, the person who invented the term brainstorming, Alex Osborne, in his book Applied Imagination, actually called it a storming of the minds. And he had some ground rules as to what would be effective brainstorming. One of those is not to prejudge and that quantity is key. The more ideas you have, the better your solutions will be down the road. If you follow those tips, you will have a much better brainstorming session. If this was helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, check out the comments below, and let me know what your thoughts are. We'll see you in the next video.